Good evening. In our top story tonight, a long-term housing strategy is taking shape here in Hong Kong. A high-level committee today submitted its report to the government. While it's come up with a supply target of 470,000 units in the next 10 years, there is no consensus yet on issues such as rent control and the regulation of subdivided flats. Evelina Leung reports.
A public consultation exercise produced this long-term housing strategy steering committee report on the city's housing strategy in the coming decade. Secretary for Transport and Housing Evelina Leung, who chairs the committee, said consensus is gradually building on many key housing issues. These include the long-term target of 470,000 units, at least 60% of which will be public housing, an increase in home ownership scheme flats, and an increase in private sector participation in providing subsidized housing. But other issues proved to be more controversial, one being the construction of additional units in existing public housing estates. Leung said there's strong opposition to this idea. As for rent control and the regulation of subdivided flats, the committee has urged the government to be cautious while handling these two issues.
The steering committee is concerned about the consequences of reinstating rental control, including the possibility of an immediate increase in rental levels and a reduction in supply. Many respondents were skeptical of the idea of introducing a licensing or land registration system for SDUs on grounds that without a package of complementary measures, this would result in a reduction in the supply of SDUs, which would push up rents. Some were also concerned that the landlords would pass on to tenants the cost of compliance with the licensing or registration requirements.
Leung insisted the committee is keen to see its recommendations implemented and that it has responded to many of society's demands. The report has now been submitted to the government.
The Transport and Housing Chief says the government will take into consideration the consultation report and the comments gathered during the consultation period and is expected to announce its long-term housing strategy later on this year. Evelina Leung, TVB News.